Dear students, this is Dr. Jayashree B. dealing with the topic The Picture of Dorian Gray, prescribed for optional English 5th semester, Mangalore University. So now that you know the story and the basic theme, that is modernity and elements of tragedy in The Picture of Dorian Gray, let us study some of the major characters. See, Dorian Gray, Basil Hallward, Lord Henry, Sybil Vane, James Vane, these are the central characters in the story. Now, as you know, it is characters who add, to the plot construction and critical understanding of the novel. Right? So, when you analyze the story, you have to analyze the characters. How do you analyze characters? Through their dialogues and actions. See, why a character behaves in a particular manner in a particular situation tells you a lot about the character. Then, of course, the background, historical or cultural influences will be there. But basically, when we study characters, we will study the personality. I mean, psychological aspects which prompt a person to behave in a certain manner. You will be able to interpret the characters also when you study the novel in a proper manner. See, coming to the central character, protagonist, Dorian Gray. So Dorian Gray, as you know, is the protagonist of the novel. He is quite handsome to look at, a combination of Greek beauty and romantic spirit. His innocence, so in the beginning of the novel at least, he is quite innocent, rose white purity, untouched purity of soul added to his beauty. So he was quite unaware of his own beauty because he lived a very sheltered life, under the guardianship of his father, Lord Kelso. In a way, as Lord Henry observes, his life from the beginning itself was quite romantic. His mother married a penniless person, then a duel was fought in which the father dies, then the mother dies during the childbirth, and a lonely child living in a fantastic house, and his untouched purity. So all these things add to the character of Dorian Gray. It has another dimension, how an innocent boy could turn out to be a moron, a monster, adding gothic proportions to his characters. Anyway, so how he was unaware of his own beauty. So it is the portrait by Basil Hallward which makes him aware of his own beauty. Suddenly, like Narcissus in the Greek legend, who looks at his own mirror, his own image in the river and falls in love with himself, Dorian also suddenly becomes aware of his beauty. Then these two people, Lord Henry and Basil Hallward, they make him realize that his beauty is something very extraordinary and should be cherished. This is a turning point in the novel because, as you know, Dorian wishes that his beauty will remain fresh forever. He doesn't mind if the portrait gets older. As elders, these two people should have guided him in a proper manner, because beauty is a transient and beauty of the soul should be cultivated. Though Basil Hallward might have meant it, Lord Henry doesn't particularly mean it. He is full of witticisms and charming also. He influences this young Dorian in a very negative manner, you can say. Yes, and Dorian Gray has various layers to his personality. Physically, he is quite handsome to look at, Apollo type. See, he is the archetype of male beauty and youth, to be aspired for in art and literature. Dionysus-like figure. captures the imagination of Basil the artist. Now, as you know, Oscar Wilde was very much influenced by aestheticism, and this art for art's sake movement, which paid importance to beauty above everything else. So, Basil in the novel represents this type of art. Earlier he used to write, some kind of. Earlier he used to paint some paintings, but as he tells in the course of the novel, once he looked at Dorian, his art took another dimension altogether. Say a different kind of art. You know and Basil is so much worried that his thoughts get reflected in his art. That is why he doesn't even want to display his portrait to anybody else. So he is in fact shocked by his own feelings regarding Dorian. So I say Lord Henry also sort of suggests to Dorian, see, you have had thoughts, which you are afraid to reveal. So the novel evidently has homosexual undertones, though there aren't any dialogues as such which will justify these undertones. See, what makes Dorian's fall tragic is he is intelligent and quick in grasping also, but he starts becoming shallow in thoughts. See, as he falls in love with an actress called Sybil Vane. In the beginning, it was very deep. Then these two people, especially Lord Henry, tells him that she is not a proper match. This is your first love because you will have many other girls in future. So, but despite the influences, if Dorian had been strong enough, he could have saved this Sybil Vane. Sybil Vane was not able to act, after she finds her love, true love, so to say, and Dorian shuns her, telling that you are a third-rate actress with a pretty face, you do not have heart. See, that whole night, he felt wronged. Instead of feeling guilty for jilting a girl, he feels unhappy that Sybil Vane has not performed properly in the novel. In her act, and he tells her, "I will never see you." So this is not how a sensitive person would behave. So shades of guilt overcome by false justifications. So as you know, Sybil Vane commits suicide, and that day Lord Henry comes to give advice to Dorian and convinces him that if you had married Sybil Vane, it would have been difficult. Her death was the greatest act of tragedy. So within one day, Dorian also feels the same thing. When Basil Hallward comes to console him, he says, "It is past." Then Basil gets so shocked, "You call yesterday to be past?" Like that. So you can see the moral degradation on the part of Dorian Gray. See, why moral degradation? Because he is very cautious that his name is not mentioned in newspapers. He doesn't want to be spotted by anybody. If at all his love was true, he wouldn't have been clever enough in all these aspects. No? So you can see the shaping of the monster in this instant. Yeah. Now, overall character. So, as you know, he is the muse, inspiration of our Basil Hallward. That is okay. At the same time, he is easily influenced, impressionable. But see, what you have to observe is, you do not get influenced just like that by others. if you have that spark of insanity or rudeness or madness or cunning, then only you will attract people who have similar tendencies and you will be influenced. So that is there, no? So then he is rich also. He is heir to a large property and the lifestyle resulting out of it. Unfortunately, Dorian has a huge property. He doesn't have to struggle at all. See, sufferings make people good, at least most of us. Are molded by sufferings. Here, as Dorian has a lot of wealth and the social respectability which wealth brings in, he feels himself to be above all the rules and regulations. There is only one point, in favor of Dorian, that is his perverted personality. I mean, later it gets perverted. He was a neglected child. There was no one to look after him during his childhood. That is the only point which is in favor of Dorian. But that is not a justification for his future behavior. He is not able to shun temptations. Victorian England, though it looked so respectable, it had a lot of temptations. So Dorian spends his life in luxuries, in the company of prostitutes, numerous affairs, homosexual affairs even. So on the one hand, he is a connoisseur of art, and on the other side, he leads a very dissipated, decadent life. So he wants experiences, graceful and elegant, morbid and sinister, cheap and vulgar even. So his hunger, thirst for experiences, regardless of morals, makes him a demon later. But basically it is of his own making, so he had sold his soul for a pretty face in a way. But there is one question you may ask here. Are gods so merciless? A young boy makes a sudden wish and the wish gets fulfilled. This is one ponderable point, I suppose. Okay. Now Lord Henry, this is a very important character in the novel, so highly influential. He plays a crucial role in the life of Dorian by giving him the Yellow Book. As you know, after Sybil Vane's death, Dorian had been mourning at least for 2 days. At that time, Dorian is given a gift by this one, Lord Henry, called Yellow Book. Actually, it is a French book, a reverse, translated into English. So the protagonist of the novel is a very sensual, pleasure-seeking person, thirst for life. So Dorian, makes a copy. Makes 9 copies of the books and reads it in a very dedicated manner. In fact, he models his life based on this book. Then regarding Lord Henry, he is a very gregarious, witty, intelligent person. As Dorian says, he would sell somebody for an epigraph. He was very fond of quotations, quoting. In a way, he looks like Oscar Wilde in some aspects. Dressing up in a dandyish manner. Mainly, he was famous for his speech. But as an adult, he misguides Dorian at many instances, giving false notions regarding beauty, regarding his love affairs, especially that of Sybil Vane. As you know, Sybil's acting was rejected by both Basil and Lord Henry. The poor girl, 17-year-old girl, what does she know of art? So she pays for her love by committing suicide. So instead of guiding the young, spoils his thinking. So if you remember, Basil Hallward says you marry her, whereas Lord Henry, didn't really want him to marry. He misguides the youth. But surprisingly in the novel, though he speaks in a witty, clever manner and all, he does not divulge into a morbid life like that of Dorian. So it is Dorian who practices what Lord Henry says. See, Lord Henry had been saying numerous things, but it is Dorian who executes them. Lord Henry lives in the same aristocratic, respectable life. Probably Dorian misunderstood and he could have sifted what Lord Henry had told. So there is even speculation. I mean, critics have been wondering, is Lord Henry devil? See, assuming that Basil is good angel, then the Lord Henry is the devil. He is the aristocratic hedonist. You know who is a hedonist, no? A person who is in excessive pursuit of pleasure. So he is aged, rich and powerful. Then he manipulates young Dorian. That is another aspect. So if you remember, Basil Hallward warns Dorian, see, don't believe what he says. He is highly fascinating and he will manipulate you. But Dorian wants to be manipulated. Such is the power of Lord Henry's personality, his intelligence and charm, his charm. Lord Henry influences, makes Dorian to make a pact with the devil. So his constant instigations make Dorian realize his beauty and his wish that the portrait will change and he should remain young. So that way Lord Henry becomes a catalyst, in a way instrumental in bringing about the downfall of Dorian. But even he is not as monstrous as Dorian. So he, for example, at the end of the novel, he asks Dorian, you remain as you were earlier. I am only 10 years older to you and my face has become wrinkled. What are you doing? And he also makes a statement, what if man earns the whole world and loses his soul? So that way, the error seems to be more on the part of Dorian rather than Lord Henry. For example, he even feels worried. Oh, my wife has left me. I feel pity for her. So he seems to be okay compared to Dorian, who even commits murder, which Lord Henry has not done. He seems to be a happy-go-lucky, detached, witty person. Fine. Next, of course, you have the artist Basil. Now, as you know, the whole story is based on art and the way various people perceive art. So, it is Basil, the artist, through his painting, promotes the vanity on the part of Dorian. In fact, his portrait is the central character in this whole novel. But he is good also. As he is good, he becomes afraid of his own homoerotic feelings for Dorian. But see, after painting the picture of Dorian, he doesn't paint any picture, any good art, it seems. But he gets killed by his own art. If you remember, he is about to go to Paris. Before going to Paris, he wanted to meet Dorian, and he advises Dorian to mend his manners and lead a good life. At that time, Dorian again shows him the portrait, which is almost a visible proof of his immorality, and Dorian, kills him in a mad rage. Of course, Basil is the lover, but his love is unrequited. He makes Dorian sit for 100 of portraits, on the Greek model, etc. But later, when he paints him in this manner, as in the real manner, he becomes enamored by Dorian's beauty. Then Basil in the novel is a representative of Wilde's own, values regarding art. Then Basil's love is quite unrequited. Then you have Sibyl Vane, the girl, who gives her own life for the sake of love. Then James Vane is there. Alright. Lady, these are the minor characters. Lady Henry, Victoria. Theirs was an unhappy marriage. Then the Lady Narborough, Sir Geoffrey Gladstone, Lady. These are not that important, but they add to the plot development. A party, a hunting game, like that. So Hetty is the innocent village girl whose innocence Dorian preserves. So she reminds Dorian of Sibyl Vane, it seems. So Dorian tries to become good, then Lord Henry laughs it away by telling that it is one of your vanity. So we will study characters in even more detail in the next slides. Right? Okay. Thank you.